Hello, Johnsons.
No, I guess that cleared it up.
Do we have our audio on?
I can hear you.
Ah, good, good.
We're the first ones.
You were the first ones.
Oh my gosh.
You
Are
beat Joanne today.
So if I wanted to change the background, like, what do I do?
So you go over to where the stop video button is, and
Yeah.
you click on that little arrow, and you hit choose virtual background.
Okay. And then
you hit plus next to the words choose virtual background, right under the.
Oh yeah, okay.
And then do you have any to choose from? If not, then well, you can choose from them if you have some underneath there. If you want to put something new, you can hit plus, and then you can download a photo or a video or anything you want to use as a background. Hello, Claire.
Hi there. Nice pictures behind you.
Yeah, I'm flying my my F-14 Tomcat.
Yeah, right.
See, there's my seat in the back. I'm in the cockpit.
See that?
And it looks like you have the green screen thing on, Jerry.
okay.
Or maybe you did for a minute. I don't know. You don't want to have that on. If it says I have a green screen, make sure that's unchecked
Hello?
under those settings.
It says computer doesn't meet requirements.
Without a green screen.
Oh, really?
Have to have
I guess my processor needs to be upgraded or something.
Yeah.
Oh,
you up at the lake?
Yeah. Let's go back to regular so they can see my hair. I look pretty awful.
Yeah, you're all ghosted.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
So how do I get out of this now?
Can you just go in and choose a different background?
No.
Or choose none? Choose none for your background.
Let's see. Stop video. Mute my audio.
Hide self view. Go back down here. Maybe even pull that back up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Go down to the next one. Oh.
Video settings.
Right there. Choose virtual background.
But we don't want virtual background.
Well, then none.
No, you want to. That's where you go to turn off the virtual background too.
Yeah. All right, we've got it now.
Yeah, that looks better.
We're back to none.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a pretty good background anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's our front porch.
Nice. Is it warm up there or not too bad?
Yeah, it was about 55. We went out rowing this morning, and at about 55, and I don't know what it is now. It's probably
Pull the guy's handkerchief down just a minute. This is our bear. We've got a
Oh yeah.
a mask.
Yeah, cool.
Cute. Cute.
There's Jan. She's still muted though.
Clark, I sent you an email asking if you had any ideas on people to join our
I responded.
committee. Yeah.
No, she was talking to me because I haven't responded. So no, I just saw it this morning.
responded, but I've got, then I'm available, but that Monday too, if you want.
Yeah, but I'm looking for some new members.
I know the ones that, well, I had a couple of ideas, but I wasn't sure. Well, call me up so we can talk.
Okay, I will after the meeting then.
Yeah.
Karen, I'll put some thought into it. I just haven't had a chance yet.
No problem.
Well, you've been flying your airplane.
Yeah. I wished I was flying an F-14. That'd be fun.
Oh, scary.
Just one ride would be fine with me, I'm sure.
Yeah. I like that too.
I once won a ride on a refueling tanker to refuel F-15s over the Mojave Desert.
Nice.
Jerry and I both went on that ride and
Got down on our bellies and watched the jets nuzzle up to the nozzle.
they have
That'd be cool.
back of the refueler. They have two places to lay down, one on each side. And so the person who was fueling it laid down on one side. We got to lay down on the other side and watch her hook up to the F-16. And man, that person who was flying the jet got right in front of you. Yep. It was pretty exciting being just like that.
Yeah, I bet.
Vern was in planes that did that. He got a lot of them refueling.
Yeah.
Got some good pictures.
Oh.
Yeah, we have a few too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Pink Floyd World Tour, huh, Shanti?
Yeah, how's it going?
Like your shirt. Good. Hey, Jan, are you going to turn your video on?
Oh, yes. I was checking on something. Let's see here.
It's okay. No rush.
I got my flu shot today.
Oh, cool.
That's my, well, cool. I don't know, but high dose.
Where did you get it?
From my doctor's office. I thought, well, might as well.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were
later.
Yeah, usually they're not out until into September, early October. I'm surprised.
These are in, the high dose are in, so yeah.
Oh, cool.
I think they're pushing to get them there as fast as they can.
Yes, I think so too.
Yeah.
So are the high dose ones for old people like us?
Yes, Karen, yes.
Sorry, Jan.
That's true. It's true.
Yes.
It's true.
Jan, you said you were taking care of some family members. Are they better?
They are better. They are better, but it is not over yet.
It's on.
I need to do caregiving, take my turn. So not
yeah,
in.
Vern will have to show me how to do that, but I'll get it to you. It's Shanti. It's Shanti. Shanti did it, and it's just. Can you search? Can you just put in Shanti?
Is that Chris Wyatt? Claire, you're talking to?
Hi, Shanti.
Hi.
No.
Oh, Chris
Oh,
Wyatt's
she's on the phone.
trying to get in. She lost her message.
I don't know.
Hey,
What
Claire.
again?
Claire, who is it? I can forward to them.
Hold on. It's Frank. Frank Nevis.
Okay, I'll send it to him right now.
Yeah, okay, she's gonna send it to you right now. Okay, yeah, sure.
Hi,
Oh, she needs the number.
Okay.
Who's saying hi? Hi.
Okay. All right. I don't know Fran, what did you send me that I need?
Okay, I just sent it.
So I need to ask another question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Where's my PowerPoint?
What's going on,
Yeah.
Jerry? How are you doing?
All right. I just
About her board meeting? Yeah.
cancellation notices for the tour de Lincoln.
Yeah.
I heard that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Clark.
It probably makes some sense, but it's a tough decision. Hi,
I
Paul.
don't remember. I'm
Hi,
about a week
Alan.
behind on my emails. I
Hi,
just
hello
haven't
everybody.
finding things and all over the place. So
Alan.
I'll look and see. Yeah, I'll look and see. Okay, all right, Sheila. Well, make sure you got the right email.
What's the t-shirt say, Paul?
Well, yeah, I wrote
Relay
it.
for life.
Yeah, I responded
Oh,
with it. I would.
Cool.
Done the Turtle Lincoln.
Okay,
Darn.
yeah, okay. See you later.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Hmm.
Hi, everybody who I haven't said hi to. Oh, there's Alan.
Hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire.
There's Joanne. Hi there. Hi, Joanne. You had a good trip?
We did a great trip. Yeah, we went up to Sun River in Oregon. It was gorgeous. Just beautiful.
One of my favorite places.
It's a beautiful place. Went
Yep.
down the river and
Like
did a lot of biking and hiked around, ate too much.
This little box right here.
Did you kayak the lake, the river?
Yeah.
We canoed.
Canoe.
Do you see the little thing right there? That little.
Hi, Christine.
Okay,
Hi.
see how the screen is right now with
Hi
her.
there.
God, Norman, you're dense.
We heard that.
We heard that.
We can hear you.
Oh.
Norm, you're not dense.
Silence.
We stopped it all.
We are.
There they are. We see you both.
There.
Where it
Hello,
says
Lanes.
gallery view.
Hey,
How's
Norm,
that?
you got your shorts on? Let's see your scarf.
Yeah, are you standing up there? How's that knee?
Maybe he can't hear us, but we can hear them.
They can't hear us.
Oh, no, I can.
Yeah, we can. We hear you, Norm.
We hear you.
All right.
Is that Wild Bill?
Or is that Chris Wyatt?
No.
She said,
It's Chris
That's-
Wyatt.
okay,
Hi, Chris.
I'll rename her.
Hi.
Wisdom, I think, is Richard Pearl, right?
Yeah, but I'm
Yep.
on.
Hey, Joe.
I don't know why that
Hello.
appears like that. It's a good definition, of course. But
All right. Does it taste good, Joe?
What?
Does it taste good?
Absolutely.
Still having breakfast.
Nuts for lunch.
There he is, Richard Pearl.
We renamed him.
Yeah, we couldn't stand with that wisdom. That was,
Yeah.
Right.
There's good
Is
wisdom,
it the truth?
bad wisdom, of course.
We could say wise something, but not
Oh,
about wisdom.
wise for sure.
Okay.
That's because it's after my favorite winery.
Oh.
There you go.
It's not gonna help the lighting there, Norman.
Shanti, how's the wisdom tooth patient?
They're both doing good. Caleb and Josh both had them out. So
Oh, they both did. Oh,
yes. Yep. They're plugging along.
oh wow.
That's no
So
fun.
it's a liquid diet for a while, huh?
Yeah. And teenage boys, they're starving all the time already. So
Of course.
Did they get ice cream for being good?
they've had plenty of ice cream and Jamba Juice.
Hey, Jerry, you having lunch too, huh?
Yes.
Hey there.
Hi, Claire.
I'm getting to wear old T-shirts. This one is District 5150,
Ooh.
which was the Bay Area.
Ah,
Big old Golden Gate Bridge on the back.
Huh. So, Chris, you don't have video today?
So,
I don't have internet today.
Oh,
Oh,
do
no.
you use Zeta? Z-E-T-A, Zeta?
Nope.
Mm.
I have Sky High.
'Cause, I guess Emma's trying to get on Zeta.
Yeah, people have it out here and it works, but who knows what the issue is today?
Uh-huh. No
Too many
That's
people
good.
on.
Hey, there's Kerry. Hi, Kerry. Welcome.
Gary,
Thanks
your
for
bio-
having me. And I see another person I know. Hi, Claire. We saw each other the other day when you dropped off the check.
That's right. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see
Where
you.
where in New York are you from? Vern's from Ontario.
I am from central New York, Utica, Rome area.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, he's from Ontario, New York.
Okay.
My husband. So, but that's yeah. I just sent a picture out to everybody who donated. So.
Oh, great.
It's our illustrious president.
I can only see 9 people. How can I see more people?
Claire, if you want to see more people, you have to swipe right or left, and it'll show you the other people that are on.
Well, there's
You only
also a
have-
gallery.
I think
There's a tab for a gallery view right on the top.
Yeah, but I still
but
think you can
there's
only
only
have 9 people on your screen. Well, it depends on the size of your screen.
Yeah,
But-
it depends on what platform you're on, because I can see everybody in one screen right now. I can see all 17, 18.
Yeah, I'm on an iPad. I'm on an iPad, so I can only see 9.
Clark,
And
do
then
you have
I
a
swipe.
72-inch monitor?
Nope, it's only
Okay.
24, I think.
Oh,
Yeah, I
all
can
right,
see it.
all right. Yeah, because all I get is 9. I'm using the iPad.
Yeah, with an iPad, that's all you'll get.
MacBook 13-inch, and I've got everybody. I can get 25.
That's good. That's because it's an Apple.
No, I got a regular old laptop, and I can get 25.
Wow.
Hi, Barbara.
Jan.
We've got 19 people so far. We'll give just another quick minute here
Frank,
before
you
we
made
get
it.
started. Pardon me?
Actually, 21. You got 2 pairs.
Barbara,
Oh.
Barbara needs to know.
Good point. It's a 2.
You've got Kathleen. That's good.
Hey, thank you, Claire, for the link.
You're welcome. Shanti sent it too, I
Actually,
think.
Shanti.
I just lost it. I'm sorry.
So Barbara needs to unmute herself and she wants to hear us all.
Well, no, if she wants to talk.
Well, either way.
Well, she can hear us even if
She can
she's
hear.
muted. But we can't hear you, Barbara.
There's Chris.
Yep, I'm finally here.
All right. Hello.
Hello, Chris.
All right. Well, why don't we go ahead and get started? So welcome, everyone. It's great to see you guys. I wish I could see all of you at once, and wish we could be in the same room, of course. That would be great.
That'd be nice.
Couple things. Today, this date in history, the Manhattan Project commenced. And the Manhattan Project, of course, was the one to develop the atomic bomb. And then the other thing that was pretty interesting to me is today in 1961 was when they started constructing the Berlin Wall. Yeah, my thoughts exactly.
Oh.
And I've got a quote here. This is a big week for a lot of kids and of course a lot of families. I know our kids started school this week. It was a little rough first thing in the morning on Monday, but once they get up and running, the rest of the week has been pretty good. Maybe a couple of technical difficulties on our end, but it seems like it's going fairly well for their online education. And I got a quote that I thought was fitting today, not only for the start of school for a lot of kids, but also having a topic today on education specific to Lincoln, and Kerry is joining us for that. The quote is, "The best teachers are those who show you where to look, but don't tell you what to see." And that's Alexandra Trenfor. So I thought that was pretty good. I like that.
A good one.
Why don't we go ahead and do the flag salute, please? Joe Stewart, are you available to do that for us?
I certainly am.
Great. Thank you, Joe.
I certainly am. Are we ready?
Yes.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America
and
to
to
the
the
republic
republic
for which it
For which it
stands,
stands,
one
one
nation,
nation, under God, indivisible,
Indivisible, with liberty and justice.
justice for all.
Fantastic.
We got slow
Thank you
folks and
very-
we got racehorses.
Thank you very much there, Joe. I appreciate that. John Quigley, would
Sure.
you mind lead us in the four-way test, please?
You bet. The four-way test. Number 1.
Is it the truth?
The truth.
Number 2.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Number 3. Will it build goodwill and
better
friendships?
Number 4.
Will it be better?
Beneficial to all concerned.
And number 5.
Will it be fun?
Great. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that.
Bet.
Alan, do you have a poem for us today?
Yes, I do.
Great.
The poem I'd like to share with you today is about a gift given and received. Unfortunately, due to the coronavirus, it probably will not be exchanged in the way that it should be this year. And the poem is entitled, Your First Day. You are enthusiastic and anxious, like an actor behind the curtain, waiting for it to rise, or like a general leading troops into the throes of battle. In your heart burns the desire of an expected victory, and the hope churning in your gut is strong and driving, with the fury of bulls charging into the arena. The goal of success captivates you, and you grow stronger with the anticipation of the accolades following a remarkable performance. They stare at you in awe, awaiting what you have to say. Embrace the sparkle in their eyes on this, your first day of teaching. Thank you.
Oh, very nice.
Wow.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you, Ellen. Appreciate that. Do we have any visiting Rotarians? I don't think so. Guests, I know Kerry's on, and we'll introduce you here a little bit later, Kerry, if that's all right. How about birthdays? We haven't had any birthdays for the past few meetings. Any more birthdays? Nope. Wow. That's three meetings in a row. Or people are keeping quiet about it, one or the other. Anniversaries. No anniversaries. Woo. Well, we're rushing right through this. All right. Well, how about happy happenings?
I've got some happy happenings.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it's Christine. So this weekend, Jeff and I are headed down to Visalia. His younger brother is getting married. So it's going to be a very small affair with about a dozen people, but Jeff and I are catering it. So we're going to be doing some Santa Maria style tri-tip barbecue beans and all the fixings. So it should be fun.
Oh, great.
So
oh.
There will be an anniversary coming up soon, but they're just getting started.
Okay. All right.
Great.
All right. Well, enjoy that trip.
How hot's it going to be in Visalia?
It's going to be like here, 105, 100, yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to do the wedding in the evening. They rented like a big Airbnb. It's kind of a manor house, and it's got a really nice, lovely big guest house out in the back. So the couple is going to stay out in the guest house, and then we're staying in the big house with Jeff's folks. And so we'll have full run of the kitchen and the air conditioning.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Nice.
Very nice. Well, congratulations to the couple, and have a great trip.
Should be fun.
I got happy
Joanne?
happenings. Yeah.
Yes.
Some of you might have seen on Facebook that I posted it that Tony, our Sticks, has been released from the hospital.
Oh, good.
He recovered from pneumonia. He's just amazing. Well, this is our 100-year-old World War II veteran, and he's back at assisted living. So, and they tested him for COVID, and it was negative. So,
oh, great.
Good
great.
for Tony.
Yeah.
If anybody would like to send a card, that would be most welcome, because he has no ability to have visitors, as you know. So if anybody wants to send him a card, just send it to Gliding Ridge Assisted Living.
That's awesome. Great news.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for that update, Joanne.
You betcha.
Also like to let you know that today is National Left-Handed Day.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
FYI.
Thank you for that. I have a left-handed person in my house, so I need to remember that. Absolutely. So thank you.
And I too have a left-handed wife, so that's cool.
And Chris Wyatt.
As do
too.
I. Yep.
All right. How about anyone else?
I have happy
Yeah.
happening.
Okay.
My wife and I, have been playing a little more golf than we did in the past, and we had a milestone for both of us this week. Janet shot a 96, her first time under 100, and I shot an 89, my first time under 90 since I started playing again a couple years ago.
Nice.
That was pretty cool.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Congrats to both of you. Very nice.
Was that on 18 holes?
Yes, it was. Smart Alec. Actually, had 4 pars and a birdie.
Oh, nice.
So Clark, where do you play?
Well, we played that particular round out at Wild Hawk, which is in South Sacramento. We went out there to play with some friends of ours, and but we play all over. We play at Black Oak up in Auburn. We play at Turkey Creek. We play at Cata. We play at Sierra Pines, Timber Creek, Wood Creek, Roseville, all over.
Sure. Good.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations. It's got to feel good.
Yep, it felt pretty good.
Anyone else?
Howie, what's going on with you?
I'm just enjoying the Lincoln Rotary Club and seeing everybody, and I'm kind of playing it cool. Standing down, sitting down, whatever.
Nice.
Although
Nice.
I'll say this, for some of you probably already know this. I took somebody out for their birthday over the weekend. They went to Old Town Pizza, made a reservation, sat up on the deck. There was distancing. The food was excellent, and everything went just as smooth as could be. So I was pleasantly surprised.
Good.
That's great to hear. Yeah, our downtown restaurants have really done a great job. Really done a great job adapting and overcoming.
And the city's been very helpful.
Janet and I went to the Fork for the first time last Friday, and you walk through the restaurant, and then you go out on the patio from the bike place. It's really great out there. They have the shades drawn so the sun doesn't come in right on you, and everybody's well separated. And they were all masked up, and the food was awesome. So
yeah, they
really
were
nice.
featured. They were featured on a Sacramento channel a
Good
couple
Day
days
Sac.
ago.
Good Day Sac, I think.
Yeah, it was really great.
Yeah,
Where's the Fork, Clark?
It's
12
on
Bridges.
12 Bridges.
Oh, okay.
12 Bridges Shopping Center next to, like, if you've been to Cino's, they're just down.
Yeah.
They're in that same building. They're just down a little further.
Yeah. Gotcha.
It's very unique. Only 24 seatings per night. They're only Wednesday through Saturday, I think, and it's $44 fixed price for their fixed menu.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 4. Yeah, the wine will get you, but it's 4 courses for $44, and it's the price menu
Great
every
food.
night.
And they're doing it in the Bike Day shop.
Oh, is that right?
If you've never been to the Bike Day shop, it's amazing.
Yeah, that patio is really, really a nice big patio over there. So is that the same suite that Citizen Vine was in?
Yeah,
like
in fact,
about a
it's
year
the
ago?
same owners.
Same owner.
Oh, it is.
They
Okay.
own both Citizen Vine and the Fork Kitchen.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Race
Nice.
day. It's race day bicycle.
I'm sorry, race day. Yeah, I said Bike Day, I think.
Something about bicycles. Yeah.
The cheapest bike is about $3,000, and I think the most expensive is around $50 or something. It's like amazing.
Oh, wow. Wow. So anyone else for happy happenings this week?
I got a new puppy.
I saw
who is
it.
that?
So
Is
cute.
Is that Kimberly?
Nope, Chris.
Oh, Chris.
She is a Great Pyrenees, so she's going to be a big dog.
Big
Not
dog.
as Christine's dogs. But
Nobody wants that.
We're getting adjusted to late night, early morning, get up and have to go potty. It's just like having a kid again.
Oh, Yeah, fun.
That little fur baby's gonna have a lot of hair too, Mama.
Yes, I know.
Oh boy.
Dogs are great.
Oh, who cares?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Chris.
Oh, thanks.
Pictures on Facebook were adorable.
We'll check in with you next week, see how you're holding up.
I make it.
Jan, I think you were about to say something.
Well, my brother John came to visit me. He comes several times a month, and he is a golfer. Was in the Shaner Naylor tournament. They've been to Andrews, in Scotland, all around the world. But he coached me through, I'm not a golfer, but day 3 of the PGA tournament.
Oh.
And he when I had questions about terms, he would tell me what they meant. And it was just, he knows golf so well and comes to play here when he comes to visit me too, and with friends. And so I'm learning about golf, but I'm not a golfer. But I admire the people that played. They were just wonderful.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm not a golfer either. I have clubs. As a matter of fact, I break 90 every time, Clark. But that's on the way up.
On the other side of 90.
Yeah. Exactly. So, Shantae, I see you're a Pink Floyd fan. Is that correct?
There are a few of their songs that I like, but honestly, it was like a $2 shirt. So.
Gotcha. Well, I'm a big Pink Floyd fan, so I like the shirt.
Shanti's just going for the cool factor.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else?
I have something sad to relate.
Okay.
We have had to cancel this year's Tour de Lincoln. And I sent out notices to the writers this week, and we rolled all their registrations over to the tour of 2021, which will be held on May 15th. And we are offering refunds if that's not acceptable to them. And so far, I've gotten about 4 or 5 requests for refunds.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know that was hard to flip that switch for you, Jerry. I understand, but given the way things are and what you're up against, completely understandable. So,
Brian,
thank you. Yes,
Brian, Jan here. Our thanks to Jerry and Karen. They asked if someone would write thank you letters to the sponsors who have paid, ahead for the Tour de Lincoln and all. And Jerry and Karen had 52 sponsors. And as I write thank you letters to them for sponsoring, but to look forward to maybe being asked to help again next May, they are sending very nice notes to our club. Thank you for the great work you've done this year. And I think Joanne, your Rotary to the Rescue, did you write the list of all the projects we've done?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
you for that. I'm including that as an attachment. And people are thrilled with our club, really thrilled.
That's right.
That's terrific.
Great to hear. Thanks for that update, Jan.
Yes.
If I could say something, this morning we had a DLA meeting, and Dr. Ellis was on from Urgent Care. Really interesting stuff that he had to say about COVID. And one of the things, the takeaways I think is really most important is he couldn't emphasize enough, wear a mask. He said, don't worry about surfaces. He's treated several hundred people in his office, and not one of his staff has contracted the disease, as long as they both have masks on. Secondly, we are a hot spot. Lincoln has more positive rate than any other place in Placer County, but it's primarily younger people, by far the majority. And it's been transmitted almost always through family gatherings with bigger groups that are not wearing masks. So pretty interesting this morning, and I just thought I'd pass that on. There's no doubt about it that masks are the ticket to this. He said if we'd all worn masks, we probably wouldn't be in this situation.
Yep.
So just wanted to
Joanne, what's the DLA?
Oh, sorry,
group?
Downtown Lincoln Association.
Lincoln Association.
I
It's
don't
a
know if any of
merchants
you've heard this,
association.
but just a short time ago on television, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris announced a request for nationwide mask wearing. I don't mean to step on any Trump toes, but gee, wouldn't it be nice to have real leadership?
Down to that.
All right. Well, thank you for that update, Wild Bill and Joanne. Yeah, it's interesting. So yeah, I wear a mask. Erin's actually told me she's got a full face mask she wants me to start wearing. Not quite sure what that's all about. But yeah, it looks like George Clooney. Anyway, a couple of, so I've been working with Susan Elliott. Everyone here, I'm sure, remembers Susan was our club treasurer and moved to Arizona, down by Tucson. And I've been working with her with some stuff on the club books side of things. And she pointed out to me that our club is at its 95th year in 2020. And of course, as soon as she said that, I thought, well, yeah, of course I know that. But I don't think we've acknowledged that. At least I haven't myself, and I haven't heard anyone acknowledge it. So congratulations to our club being in its 95th year. Anyone members back then? No? And then,
it'd be awesome to be able to throw some kind of gala ball, but
yes, it would be.
Oh, for the 100.
There still might be time.
Did relatives join in back way when it started, or Stan?
No one.
Well, maybe Elizabeth.
Jansen's for sure.
Yeah.
And
I think Stan's family was in it too. I don't think.
Dan, you're
Stan,
mute.
can you hear us?
Dan's muted. There we go.
My father and I joined Rotary in the 70s. So the Jensens were the original starters of Rotary. That was Elizabeth's grandfather, or great-grandfather, I believe.
Yeah.
So we should start planning for the 100th celebration.
That's
May I ask who Liz is? I'm not quite sure.
Elizabeth Jansen.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
She used to be a member, Brian, but now she's big in the Lincoln Museum and has really added a great deal of awareness in the community to the Lincoln Museum.
Okay. Oh, nice.
And how about Dick Fowler's relatives?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So when we go through some committee reports, I didn't see Richard. Is Richard on today?
I am.
Yeah. He's
Oh,
there.
okay.
He's here.
Okay. Oh, sorry, Richard.
Yeah, wisdom.
Yeah. Well, wisdom has nothing to report.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. How about Kimberly? Is Kimberly on?
Nope. She is not.
Okay. Chris, any updates for youth services?
Just a little bit. Yesterday, Andrea and I were given the opportunity to talk to William Jessup and their education department. And right now we are going to work with one particular instructor, Dr. Mary, I can't remember her last name. But she has 10 students that are multi-subject, and we are going to get them on board to help with the tutoring of our students. Some of them have already, or they have already worked with First Street School. We are, again, the schools group from Sun City, our tutors from the high school, and any volunteers. We're going to be available, and thanks to Kerry, and I'm sure she's ready to just throw me over a cliff because I keep coming up with projects, but I am so excited about this, and I love the fact that William Jessup wants to jump on board with us and be a part of our tutoring and just kind of saving families and students and teachers as well, to get these kids through this for the next couple of months. And I'm being positive when I say next couple of months. And that's about
Chris,
it.
Chris, let me add a little. This is Christine here. So one of the things, we just had a meeting at the city yesterday, and so we're working fast tracking. We're trying to get an after school daycare, certified daycare program started that's sponsored by the city of Lincoln, that would be out at the First Street Community Center. The concept being that we're hearing from families that, you know, mom and dad have to get back to work. They're looking at a cost of upwards of $3,000 a month to put their kids into daycare because there's such limited space available and it's supply and demand. And so we're trying to figure out a way where we can not only provide good care, but low cost care. And then we're also going to be appropriating a portion of our CARES funding for scholarships for kids, so that they can, kids that need to attend and their parents can go to work. So that's in the works too. So
Awesome.
just kind of
You're
put
talking
that in the back of,
is that an after school thing or?
yeah, it would be, you know, it would provide some tutoring. And so Doug Brown with Rec and Parks is working fast and furiously. You know, he's like the duck, super calm on top and feet going like this under the water. So, but we're hoping to be able to roll that out real soon.
Chris, this is Barbara. I don't know what kinds of programs that the closer colleges may have, but it would be a good idea to look at childcare programs to involve and even pay some of the students to do extended work. It's a good relationship with the majors who are in early childhood.
Good idea. I just know that right now I am really overwhelmed with this tutoring. So childcare and all of that, that would be great if somebody would pick that up, or even Christine, if the city has looked at that for possibility.
No, I mentioned, I hope I said Christine. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, but that's okay because you do so much.
Yeah,
but
no,
I'm
that's
not
a great
familiar,
resource.
but I'd be glad to resource the ideas of having a child care program which would want to do this as an outreach effort, you know, to work with organizations.
Yeah, I think if we, both of our regional colleges here both have internship programs that they've already established with the city. So if they do have early childhood development programs or something like that, if someone wanted to, and maybe I can make that connection. I'll talk to Doug and Jennifer.
Mm-hmm.
Barbara might be able to.
If I could help, I would be glad to. And I've actually created and formed these to give a stipend to students, and they work to have their own children. You know, a lot of these students have, you know, kids themselves. But it was a great idea, and it was done in conjunction with the Women's Center. You know, so it makes sense, you know, to.
Yeah, well, the city has a substantial amount of CARES funding that's available that we want to be able to put towards something that's worthwhile and is of benefit to our community. So I think something like that would be right on point. So Barbara, maybe you and I need to talk offline.
Yeah, I'll be glad to share with you, you know, possibilities, you know, but if you have a colleges nearby, because all of that's, you know,
yeah, and we
I
do.
have no sense. I have no sense of what you have, but I know if it exists, it's also usually embraced because it's an outreach effort for the college.
Yeah, I think between Sierra and William
Mhm.
Jessup, and I mean, there's even probably enough students that live, you know, that maybe go to Sac State but still live in the
Uh-huh.
Roseville
Mhm.
area, that would be a resource for them too. So that's
Mhm.
great.
Mhm.
Let me
Okay.
I'll send you an email after this, and
Yes, yes, sure.
get something together. We can round table.
Great. Yeah, thanks to both of you. It's great. And thank you, Chris, for that update. Karen, anything on fundraising?
Oh, sure. Well, Jerry announced that the Tour de Lincoln is canceled for 1920, which was in May, and then we had it at the end of September, but we just couldn't make it work. And so we had budgeted an additional $5,000 that we would earn for our coffers with the tour. So we're going to be looking to try to gain that $5,000 in our auction. I sent out an email to all of the members. You should have gotten it yesterday, I think it was, or the day before, encouraging you to come up with something that we can sell at our virtual gala in February. We're looking for things that are worth, you know, $50 and up, and do that. We don't know that we're going to have the Wine Fest next spring, and we don't know if we'll really be able to do the tour next year. So this gala is super important for us to make tons of money. In regard to our sponsors from this last year, not one of them, which is impressive, not one of them has asked for us to return their money. And so for money for us to be able to spend in the 2021 Rotary year is solid. But what we're working towards now is to have solid money for 21-22. And so it's very important that all of us dig down and support our virtual auction. And we will be going after sponsors again in the fall for the auction and the tour, and hopefully we'll be able to have them and add some new ones to it. It'll be a tough slog, but we'll be working on that. If you have anybody that you can contact or like to be part of that group, we certainly do it. I'm looking for some new members for our fundraising committee. It's the same old one, so to speak, and we need some new blood. I need people with publicity, procurement, organizational skills, things like that. So if any of you would like to join the group, we really appreciate it. I pull in the different chairs of the committees, and but the ones that are working on it besides the chairs of the Pacific events, Chris and Joanne and Claire and I have been working on the gala, but we sure could use some other blood. So here's hoping.
Okay, great. Thank you for that update, Karen. And thanks to all the chairs, especially for all that you guys have done in the past, and what you're doing to get us through these difficult times. I appreciate it. All right, any other announcements? Claire, anything on the social announcement at this point?
No, not really.
Okay, all right. Any other announcements? Okay. So anyone have any questions about anything that's going on, anything been on your mind that we should discuss?
I could say a little bit about your services for a minute. Last night we had a RYE committee, the Youth Exchange Committee, and what we're planning to do this year is to have a virtual exchange. And that would be a student here would be paired up with a student abroad. 4 weeks of it would be focused on our local things. 4 weeks of it be focused on the international side of it. All virtual with regular meetings, and they'd be required to attend a Rotary meeting as well. So we're fleshing out all the details on that. I think it's been done in Ohio very successfully, and we're kind of patterning it off after that. And I think it's a great way to keep the momentum up of this exchange without having actually them going abroad, because we don't know when that's going to be possible to do. So just throw that out there. And Chris, at some point we might, see if we have any kids that would like to participate in that at Lincoln High. Okay.
Great. Thank you, Joanne. Appreciate that. Okay. A quick announcement for me is that our DG, Brett Hasty, will be joining us on our meeting, assuming we'll still be on this virtual meeting, but it'll be September 10th. He'll join us for that meeting. Okay, so heads up on that one. And that's all I have. Chris, would you? Yes, Karen.
I'd just like to say that I got my bill for Rotary.
Okay.
And I was very pleased to see that we could just immediately use Visa, PayPal, or whatever, and take care of that bill. It's so much easier than for us to write out a check, get it to somebody. Somebody has to do all the paperwork for it. So whoever set that up, kudos to them. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And Susan Elliott was the one that helped us with that. And then she'll be working with Graziella as well. So we continue doing that type of thing moving forward. So thank you very much. All right. Chris, are you available to introduce Kerry for us, please?
Absolutely. It is with great pleasure that I introduce Kerry Callahan. Kerry was born and raised in a small town in upstate New York with her 4 siblings. She received her bachelor's degree and teacher certification in New York and taught math there for 1 year in a K-12 one-building school district before moving to California in the summer of 2000. Kerry taught middle school math and Avid and Galt for 4 years. Sorry about my dog. While she got her master's degree and administrative credential at Sac State. She then became an administrator in Woodland, serving for 10 years as a math coordinator, elementary principal, high school assistant principal, and finally as a assistant principal, and finally as a high school principal. She joined Western Plaster Unified in 2014 and is the Deputy Superintendent of Educational Services. Kerry has 3 children, Lindsay, 24, dang it, Jordan, 22, and Matthew, 8, and is married to Kerry, who serves as superintendent for Petaluma City Schools. And without further ado, here is Kerry Callahan.
Right. Thank you.
Kerry.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome, Kerry.
Thank you, Chris, for the introduction. I couldn't have written it better myself. I really appreciate you asking me to be here, and I'm going to share a little bit about what we've been up to since we closed schools for in-person learning in March, and what we're doing to hopefully get us back in person as quickly as possible. I'm still looking in my textbooks from Sac State where I can find how to deal with a pandemic when you're an educational leader. So I'm thinking I should ask Sac State for a refund for my master's degree. They didn't teach me about this one. So we're really kind of, we are building the airplane as we're flying it. And I know that's been used many times before, but I really, really mean it this time because there's just a whole lot that is being thrown at us that we're trying to catch up with as we're preparing for school starting in 1 week. So we start school 1 week from today with our Lincoln students. So when we closed in March last year, you may be aware that the state really didn't know what to do on their end in terms of education, and so learning from March to June was basically optional for students, and unfortunately we had only about 50% of our students across the district participate on a regular basis in our distance learning offerings that the teachers provided. We also, on our end, didn't know what to do. We're not in the business of distance learning. Our teachers are trained to support students in the classroom, and so for them to very quickly pivot to distance learning was really difficult. And so what we've been spending all of our time on is making sure that teachers are ready for distance learning. So our platform in 1 week is going to look very, very different for students than what's been provided in the past. So we've come up with an in-person plan as well as our distance plan for students. And so we were really, really hoping initially that in-person would be the option that we would be able to implement, with also a distance learning option for our families who just didn't feel comfortable coming back in person. And unfortunately, because our county is on the state watch list, opening in person is not an option. When we do get off the state watch list, opening in person may still not be an option because of our current situation with testing. So our testing circumstances right now require for us to have in-person instruction to be able to have test results within 48 to 72 hours. And right now, the quickest turnaround with test results is 5 days. Most of our testing is taking 8 to 14 days to get results back for folks, and that's just too long for our schools and the ability,
by the way,
to remain open.
Hey, Kerry,
Yes.
Dr. Ellis announced today that he has a 15-minute test. It gets results in 15 minutes.
Well, that's interesting. Hopefully that's going to change things then for us on our end, and we'll be able to get schools open once we have the clearance off the state watch list. So in terms of distance learning, we have at our elementary schools, our teachers are going to be spending no less than 3 hours a day online with students, doing live interaction and instruction, and providing opportunities for the students to engage with each other in different activities. And then students are being provided just a plethora of different activities that they'll be doing independent of the teacher, or maybe in small groups with their peers. We have purchased a bunch of resources online that really help our state curriculum that we utilize mostly in the classroom to really make it come alive online for students, so that it's not difficult for them to engage in really cool activities that support the normal in-person textbook in the classroom. And then at our secondary schools, we've actually developed a bell schedule for in-person instruction. And if we are able to go back in person, it's going to be for a shortened day. So from roughly 8 to 12:30 each day. And so our students are actually going to follow the virtual bell schedule, and they will log in each period with their teachers to receive their math and their English, their welding. So all of our courses are being offered regardless of being on distance learning. And so our teachers have been working really tirelessly over the last several weeks to ensure that there's a online platform, and creating some alternatives to things that typically would be in person. So virtual labs in our science classes, making sure that we are putting together kits of supplies that we can send home to students so that they can be engaging in some lab activities or other things while they're actually at home, learning with the direction from their teachers. And the last 3 weeks, we have had teachers training. And I would say that I honestly don't know of one teacher in our district that has not participated in at least one day of training since we started providing those offerings on July 27th. So we have a team of teachers that have been offering just a slew of different activities each day for teachers to engage in, and it's anywhere from just basic Google Classroom to our online resources such as Screencastify. If any of you have children or grandchildren that maybe watch some YouTube videos, Screencastify are those videos where you can kind of see a background, and then in the bottom corner of the video you see a live person talking about what's behind them, and that's called Screencastify. So that's one of the tools that we've purchased for teachers to be able to provide that direct instruction with the visuals for the students, but also able to see the teacher at the same time. We have had many different plans in place for in-person, anywhere from a hybrid type of model where students would come a couple of days a week, to having what we've kind of solidified on, which is a shortened 5-day plan, so that if we do come in person, our teachers will serve the students who come in person in the mornings from 8 to 12:30, and then in the afternoon, the teachers will be serving the students who remain on distance learning and providing them with the supports that they need to continue via distance. I want to say thank you to all of you for your supports around the tutoring and daycare, because honestly, that is the area that we're most concerned about. Our teachers in Western Placer are amazing, and you know, the vast majority of teachers across the state and country are amazing, and they are rising to this occasion, and they're going to do a great job to engage students who show up. So the hardest part for us is that we have students who unfortunately don't have a home life that might be conducive to them being able to engage, or they have parents who are working. You know, Chris shared in my bio that my husband is a superintendent in another school district, and then of course myself as deputy superintendent for Western Placer. Our 8-year-old son is not going to have us every day facilitating his distance learning and ensuring that he's engaged. Thankfully, we are privileged enough to have enough money to be able to afford someone else being paid to do that for us. A lot of families are not that lucky. And so we are really concerned about our low-income families and just our double working families and their ability to really support their kids through this process. So to kind of support with that, one of the expectations that we have for our teachers is that they are required to have everything that they do live with students available for students at a different time. So some of our families have reached out and said, you know, we're willing to do whatever it takes. We just can't do it at 11 o'clock when the teacher expects us to log in, because that's not going to work with our schedule. And so we have assured our families that they will be able to access everything that the students who are able to log in live with their teachers at certain times throughout the day, they will have access to all of those resources and opportunities at a later time. So basically pre-recorded or recorded live at the time for them to access later. Where we need the help from the community is in that scholarshiping some of the families where daycare is just difficult to pay for, the tutoring to support our students who need that extra help that isn't just going to be available in the classroom in the normal type of situation, and then really just kind of doing that outreach to families on technology needs or other aspects. So I mean, we're providing one-to-one Chromebooks, so our students, every student in our district can get a Chromebook, and we are providing hotspots and support with data. Thank you to Claire and her crew who just donated over $4,000 to go towards technology needs for our students. That's going to go a long way. We've had other organizations that have donated supplies for take-home kits for students, which has just been amazing. But again, our biggest concern is getting students engaging in, on a daily basis in those activities that we're providing. We had a student, and it just breaks my heart, at the high school recently email us that she is not in a family that values education, and does not believe that her parents will provide her with the necessary supports that she needs to be successful in distance learning, and that her household is not conducive to having a quiet environment and a place for her to do her learning, and was begging and pleading for us to find a way for her to have a location other than her house to do her learning. And as you know, our school campuses are closed, and we can't have students on our campuses to facilitate that for them. And then had also asked, you know, is it possible for me to do my distance learning if I were to leave the state and go to my grandparents, so that potentially I could be where it was more conducive for me to do that work? And can I do my distance learning because I want to graduate from Lincoln High School? And if I'm out of the state, can I still be a member of the school? And of course, our answer to that was yes. But our answer in terms of providing that quiet location, unfortunately, we don't necessarily have that. So those are some of the pieces that we just need from our community to help us with that.
Hey, Kerry, you know the Foundry is offering that.
Yes, and we did let that student know that that is going to be an option, because we found out recently that they're going to be providing that. And I think, Chris, you were the one who had mentioned that. And I know Phoenix High School has utilized them from March to June quite a bit. So we're looking at the pushing hotspots out through our buses potentially, and having them drive out to some of our areas where internet is scarce, and setting up mobile hotspots where people could drive up and sit next to our buses and do their learning, because it's the only option for them because of internet issues. So lots and lots of planning happening here. I feel bad every time I email teachers and say, I hope you had a good summer, because the reality is I don't think any of us had a summer, and that's okay, because we're in it to do the best for our kiddos and make sure that we're ready to go and be live with them next Thursday. So that's kind of my spiel as far as what we've been up to, and I'd be happy to answer any questions that all of you might have.
You know, we still have funds available for internet access for the kids. I think we spent about $5,000 for, and we still have funds available. We're kind of waiting to see if the kids had moved or if there's a new need. So make sure that you contact us.
Absolutely. Scott just put out a updated survey yesterday about internet needs. And so as that information is coming in, we will definitely be reaching out for support.
Perfect.
I have a question, Kerry.
Yes.
If there were a vaccine today, 100% affected, how would that impact the school system going forward? Is there anything that you can take from what you're doing now and use that to enhance the educational process?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, certainly if there was a vaccine, obviously that's kind of that final phase as far as we go back to as normal as possible, right? But I think for us, normal is going to be different. The amount of training and experience our teachers have now with some of our online resources that they have all said this is not going to go away with COVID, from the standpoint of just their experience around some of these tools has been phenomenal, and the way that students have responded to them has been great. And so I think our classrooms are going to look different in how we provide instruction and support students. I think that as people have gotten more confident with Google Meet and Zoom, that we anticipate being able to do more virtual parent meetings, because we've always in the past, if a parent couldn't show up at a given time for a student conference, it was either it didn't happen or we tried to reschedule. And I know, you know, for myself, I live in Davis, so my commute is 45 minutes. And if I have a parent meeting for my son, it's it's a long time in my day. Whereas if I was able to just log in and do a parent meeting with the teachers visually via Google Meet or Zoom, it would be super helpful just in terms of efficiencies. So I think that there's going to be a lot of changes that occur as a result of this. But I think kind of the general sense of the normalcy of a school day will still be pretty similar. And the vaccine, I mean, the question with the vaccine too will be whether or not it becomes a requirement similar to other immunizations that students have to have, because if we don't have a solid number of folks actually taking the vaccine or having it administered, then that becomes an issue in terms of safety and security at our schools as well.
Kerry, I have a question about a new freshman coming into high school, at Lincoln High School. I wanted to clarify, they'll start out by 3 days distance learning, 3 days a week, or 3 hours a day?
They will, the high school, the students will be interacting live with their various teachers from 8 to 12:30 every day. So they'll follow a virtual bell schedule. That is it's an 8 to 12:30 bell schedule. So first period starts at 8 o'clock, and they will log in live with their teacher and then be given some direction and instruction on what they're needing to do for that class. And then they'll engage in activity, and then they'll log off with that teacher and log in with their next teacher based on what their schedule is.
And that's 5 days a week?
5 days a week. Okay. Yep. And if we go in person, it will be the same exact schedule. They'll just do it in person.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Will there be clubs and activities online?
They are, so our student leadership group is working on preparing for doing virtual clubs and activities. So yes, we anticipate that there's going to be some levels of those.
Good. And sports, I guess, will be deferred?
Yeah, we did get clearance recently for some conditioning to begin again. So I know our football team is going to begin doing some conditioning. Very, very strict rules behind it, but they're going to do that. But as far as them having a season and playing, not at this point.
All right. Any other questions for Kerry while we have her here?
I have a question, Ryan.
Yes, Stan.
Kerry, has the district been able to test their online system? I know Roseville started their school last week and their system crashed.
We have been testing it because of all of our teachers online at any given time. So we are confident that that it won't be an internal issue. So I know Roseville did. We heard that Roseville's system crashed on their very first day of school. And we also know that Rockland had put out notice to their families that Schoology, which is actually a platform that we use at our secondary schools, that Schoology itself was having issues. And obviously if they're having issues, then that impacts our ability to support students, but it was a Schoology issue, not a Rockland unified issue. We actually had a moment the other day. We were lots of training happening and people in meetings, and our tech department in their work to make sure that we are ready to go was cleaning up our Google accounts and deactivating people who no longer were in the district, whether it was students who have graduated and employees that have left, and they accidentally deactivated every account in the district. And so
whoops.
We were like, oh, thank goodness it happened now, because if this happened on August 20th and none of us had actual Google accounts, that would not be good. So when I called the tech director to say, oh, what's going on? And he said, I don't know, let me look at it. And then he was like, oh, my account's been deactivated too. So it was one of his techs that accidentally hit a wrong button, and we were able to fix it. But Stan, we are confident that we're gonna be okay on our end. And obviously technology is unpredictable, and it is absolutely not our friend in many regards, but we feel pretty good about our ability to do it and do it well.
Thank you.
know what?
That was a good one. Kerry, my kids are in Roseville, and yes, the first hour and a half, they use a platform called Otis.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first hour and a half, as soon as they went live at 8:35 on Monday morning, the wheel on the screen just spun for an hour and a half. And of course, you know, my reaction was, oh, here we go, right? But once that was resolved, and my understanding it was on the provider's end, so Otis, then from that point on, things have been pretty smooth with the kids all week. And of course, you know, they're elementary school, so it's this first week, of course, was a lot of, you know, what'd you do over the summer, that sort of thing. So we'll see how how they take to it as things progress. But I was glad to see that it was just an hour and a half on Monday morning, and then from that point on, it's been smooth.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I have to commend you, the administrators, the teachers, and all the people behind the scenes, because this had to be a huge undertaking. You know, because you couldn't just start on it back in March. You had to get through the school year before you could even really put a lot of thought and effort into preparing for this year. So good luck to you guys in Lincoln there, and to, of course, all educators across the country, because this is, as you pointed out, it wasn't something that was in your master's program to study for.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And earlier you mentioned that your husband, Gary, is the Petaluma City School Superintendent. And I wondered, you know, because that's a 2-hour commute, you know, on a good day. But now it sounds to me like you live in Davis, so you kind of split the difference.
Yeah, so we both really, and I have against the traffic commute. So mine is pretty consistently 45 to 50 minutes. And with COVID, when it hit, it was more like 35 to 40 minutes.
Sure,
and my husband's went from roughly 2 hours each way, because the traffic is so bad for him that it really is, even from Davis, about 2 hours each way. But he went down to about an hour, 10 minutes. And he's back up to 2 hours.
Wow, during that period though, that must have felt nice.
Yes, but yes.
Great. Okay, any other questions for Kerry?
I just have a concern that just all of a sudden came up, because the PG&E helicopters have been flying out over the country.
Okay.
And so possibility of, I hate to even say this, being turned off. So, wow, what do we do then?
Good question, Chris. We've been talking about that. So, right, because this is the public safety power shutoff time of the year. So we in our district, we put a contingency calendar together. So we do have 2 days in our calendar that allow us to be shut down and not have school without us having to adjust our calendar. And distance learning will be difficult even with the safety shutoff, because if there's no way to charge your laptops or there's no internet and those types of things, it's going to be really hard to engage in learning. So provided it doesn't cost us more than 2 days where we have to be closed because of electricity, we we'll be in good shape. But other than that, we've got some backup ideas around just pushing out and being prepared, because PG&E has said they will give us a lot more notice this time, that we'll be able to provide students with more of an alternative type of thing that wouldn't include a live interaction with their teacher that day, but it could be instead just working kind of independent on some activities that also doesn't require internet. So we've been thinking about that, because as if COVID wasn't enough. Yeah.
True.
Oh, good,
just one more
good
thing.
question.
Yeah, just one more. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else before we wrap things up here? No? Okay. Well, I'd like to say thank you again to Kerry for being here. And I also, one thing I almost forgot, Kerry, the the student that you mentioned came to you and even offered to leave the state so that she could remain part of Lincoln High School. That's a pretty impressive student you have there. And thanks for sharing that story.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what we'll do is we'll wrap things up, and we will see all of you next Thursday at noon. And everyone have a great week. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kerry.
Bye.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you. Thanks, Kerry. Bye.
Thanks, Kerry. Good.